Yeah, I mean, he battled. He made some pitches when he needed to. He gave us 5. Would like him to have been a little bit more efficient. But the 5 walks, we just, the message to the team right now is like, where do we want to be? And I think what you have to do is set your sights on, what the level of play is in our league and where we want to be at that point, and understand that, yes, we got the W today, but we got a lot of improvements to make, and certainly the thing that jumps out is cutting down those walks. But, he battled. Wasn't his best performance, but, he battled and gave us 5. That's what we needed him to do.
When you throw in guys like Brazil and Tolman who've already pitched this weekend, are you just trying to get them more reps?
Well, yeah, they have to. I mean, we're not deep. These guys need to understand, that's probably going to be the formula for the rest of the year. You're going to have to come back a couple times on the weekend. So, it's young guys still trying to figure it out. But, I just think as the more comfortable they get, the more they understand, the more they get conditioned to bounce back, the more effective they're going to be.
Yeah, because I think everyone would look at these run differentials and say this is where the bullpen should, I guess, be saved or something. And so, do you expect that every pitcher throughout the course of a weekend is usually always going to pitch?
All hands on deck. Yeah, I mean, it has to be. You're particularly early in the year, you're not going to get, you're not going to go much over 85 pitches probably in the start. Like I said, our depth is, I don't want to say our depth, we got quality depth, it's just we don't have a lot. So, guys need to be, but I think for us, it's just getting guys used to. Most of these guys were starters in high school. Some of these younger guys, they're not used to pitching multiple times during the week, and we've been building that up certainly in our scrimmage setting. But to go out there and do it in real life with the heart rate, it's a little different for them. So, that's my takeaway, truthfully, for this weekend is we've been better than that on the mound leading up to and facing a pretty good hitting team every day in ourselves. And the guys have been better, and so I just think some of it was kind of the first time under the lights, so to speak.
Skip, that's 46 runs in this 3-game series. What do you see from the bats that allowed them to go out consistently every day and get not just hits but big hits?
Yeah, what I was really pleased with the patience at the plate, not chasing, very, very mature at bats. But they've worked hard at it, and I can't think. I could probably count on one hand where guys really chase pitches out of the zone. I was really pleased with the maturity of our at-bats at the plate. We talk about it all the time. Stay in your approach, and I thought they did an excellent job of staying in the approach.
Kind of working off that, but the second or the third where Sam laid down the bunt, you guys advanced. Is that a sequence that maybe wouldn't have happened last year?
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, we did get some bunts down last year, and we're probably going to fail sometimes this year. But today, he did a good job of that. And what's fun to see, and particularly when you're trying to emphasize and teach that stuff, is when you're talking about situational hitting, when guys then can actually go out there and have success in it. So, he did his job of getting the bunt down. It's just just do your job. He did his job getting the bunt down, and then Swifty came in and picked him up behind him.
Does that kind of say something about Swift's progression too?
Yeah. I mean, guys I told you, you know what I'm going to say. Guys are getting older. The more that you can play, understand, and get comfortable. But yeah, that's. I think all the guys, not just him, are progressing that way.
I know you said you didn't want to make too much of a big deal about this weekend and any of the games really this early, but is it nice to see 3 dominant games to start out the season?
Yeah. I mean, you want that. I think. I think it's a tribute to, again, our guys staying on the approach. We're not stupid enough to think that it's going to be that easy every single time out. But if you stick with your approach, it's nice to see the positive results, and you want to build off that. But the sign and indicators for us that we're a mature team is that we're going to now erase that. It doesn't matter. That weekend's over with. Now we focus on our midweek opponent, who I honestly couldn't even tell you. San Diego. So I don't worry about it until the next one comes. So now we put our focus on San Diego and try to throw together quality at bats.
Did it feel like you were almost on the flip side of things, just with the way Notre Dame's defense was today, and some of the mistakes they made? You guys were pretty solid.
Yeah, I've been, I've been in that situation before where you're coming out of the indoor, you know, and not being on a baseball field much, and then coming outside and playing on, you know, dirt for the first time. It's tough. I would always talk about it, and I'm sure Mick, their head coach, is saying the same. It takes a little time. I always say it takes a little time to get your sea legs, you know. So he's a good coach. You know, they're a good program. Then you know, every time they get out, every rep they get out, going to help them. So I understand their pain, you know, and the way to work through those things is just play.
In your experience, how long does it take for bullpen guys to develop roles, and especially with kind of the limited arms that you guys have?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's probably the thing that's going to keep me awake tonight. Is I would have felt like we would be a little bit closer to that, but you know, we saw things this weekend that we have not seen from our guys, and I'm talking not in a good way. In the past 3 to 4 weeks. And so whereas I thought, okay, this guy's going to be here, this one, well, and as I've said to you guys numerous times in a press conference, hey, we think it's going to be this, but until the lights are on. Well, the lights got flipped on and some things didn't go accordingly. So we're going to evaluate that. The sooner we can get into that mode of guys knowing where they are, I think it helps us, but it's going to be based on what they did. And I was a little disappointed in that this weekend.
When you say that, is it more of their command, or just how they kind of after adversity, stuff like that?
Yeah, you know, it's tough. Getting guys to, you know, the tendency is when you're up, you know, you're up umpteen runs to relax. And I thought I saw that a lot out of our pitchers, is just not like a lot of concentration. All, you know, your job in that point is go in and pound the strike zone. Our guys are capable of pounding the strike zone. I've seen them do it. And I just thought we relaxed mentally for the most part this weekend, particularly out of the pen.
You mentioned like kind of changing up things bullpen-wise, but have you been pretty pleased with where you stacked it on opening day, of how the three of Trevor Hauver, Spencer Torkelson, and then Hunter Bishop have kind of gone for you guys? Yeah,
we just said it in there. Bishop continues to, and you know, we've said, hey, just keep doing what you're doing, nothing more, nothing less from the fall. If he keeps doing that, it's going to help Torkelson. I mean, Torkelson got pitches to hit this week, and it shows you, and you're all astute baseball people. I mean, it's almost like, you know, you look at that guy and say, hey, he wasn't real loud this weekend or whatever. When you look up and what do you have, 4 hits today? I mean, that's how special a hitter he is he's not even heated up yet, and he's still producing and helping us win. But a lot of that has to do with Hauver getting on base all the time, and Bishop being a threat behind him.
There's talk of the consistency you've said about the lineup. Is it nice to see each of those guys put together days consecutively where they're doing it?
Yeah, for sure. And you could probably tell a little bit that we're going to have to be creative in us spelling certain guys, you know, Sam Ferry, for example, and just being able to spell guys when we can based on the score of the game. But, yeah, we talked about that before the game, how nice that is, because we have not had that luxury last couple of years of going to the yard, pretty much knowing what your lineup's going to be.
Will both Eric and Brady be available, just kind of stamina-wise, to start Wednesday?
Yeah, and we want to do that. Those guys are more than built up to do a couple appearances on the weekend, but, you know, I would assume we're going to split that thing up a little bit on Wednesday. And the idea of going 1-1 was just to, you know, get through this thing clean, because I did not like, you know, yesterday. It just kind of sours you when you got a good baseball game going and you start walking the world. But to finish the game clean, let these guys almost treat it like a bullpen, and then be ready for Wednesday.
Davovich talked after the scrimmage game about how he worked a lot over the offseason on developing more into that curveball and the slider. But today we saw predominantly fastballs and sliders. Were you happy with the way that he mixed his pitches today?
Yeah, and he's going to have to do that as a starter. Going back to where do we want to be in the Pac-12 conference, you're going to have multiple pitches that you can throw and locate. So it's a good first start for him. It was his first Division I start, and to get a win and go 5 for his team was good. The one thing we got to eliminate, the walks. But yeah, I was pleased. I think that definitely is going to benefit him.